saw that.
Oh, can you turn this?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes those are
Right.
700,
I call the meeting to order if everybody could stand for the pledge.
sometimes they're like 700, some of them.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Andy, yours is broken. Amen. You got that one, you want to just plug that one in or not?
Looks good now.
It's good now, it just needed to connect. We have one direct deposit for Richard Sawyer for 1740.14.
Is that a late one?
So that was for last week's payroll, and then there's another payroll check register for this week's
Can I just
payroll.
ask you to step outside if you're gonna have a discussion, please?
Okay.
You just have to pass it around.
A little heavy with that. Just kind of went limp on me.
Just something for the file.
Just a few checks.
It's his check
So,
for last week.
read these. We have Matthew Bergeron, 227.84, Charles Fitzgerald, 96.97, Maria Folsom is 27.70, Carrie Mason is 428.22, James Saltzman is 420.69, Richard Sawyer is $1,740.14.
Payroll check register total 2009-4156.
John's like, yes. This is awesome, this is awesome.
He's busy.
Multiple
He's
novellas
playing
in front
catch
of
up,
me.
yeah. All right, Jason Gagnon is 276.03, Andrew Gray is 694.57, Katie Coppola is 195.30, Shayla Gherkin is 92.90. And let's see what these things are for. Chapstick for my fingers. Mary Lyons Hall is 171.18, Janice Weirs is 838.28, Kiki Dowswall 729.65, Joyce Kegel 601.29, Andrea Bickham 720.31, Karen Clements 1,326.18, Heather Haggett is $331.50, Tamara Peak is $696.93, Daphne Wass is $843.96, Robert Gagnon is $62.37, Matt Kelly is $818.27, Kevin Nealon is $856.57, Robert McCon is $292.60, Kiara Norris is $341.95, Christopher Spitaleri is $883.66, John Ventura is $1,484.37, Jeremy Worcester is $172.88, Jared Wright Ward is $816.99, Katie Blazek Ahern is $720.31, Jeffrey Collins is $824.70, Josh Turner is $195.65, Wayne Robinson is $1,056.84, Kip Kaiser is $834.31, Joseph Bird is $1,110.43, John Bryant is $713.65, Evan Crafts is $402.60, Pete Culligan is $588.47, Alyssa Sanuski is $435.66, Alexander Hall is $494.48, Katrina Tennant is $795.20, Trevor Whitby is $799.17, Gabrielle Burgess Labonte is $36.94, Charlene Confaloni is $131.59, Eli Corson is $184.70, Edwin Decatur is $533.90, Jason Grant is $517.38, John Isabel is $372.42, George Holloway is $70.19, Erica Kenyon is $1,154.34, William Kenyon is $547.94, Peter King is $58.88, Julie Labonte is $1,395.91, Hannah Leonard is $212.40, Connor McCullum is $83.11, Aaron Mitchell is $613.49, Nathan Richards is $925.71, and Benjamin Roche is $576.26.
Total direct deposits, $29,634.37.
We had 6 hours of overtime in the PD, 6 hours of overtime in the fire department, and a half-hour overtime at the highway department.
Did you already get the ACH minutes?
Those are my hand next.
John's gotta get some sleep.
We had a ACH payment to Swayze of $198,683, and an ACH payment to the co-op for $498,219.
It'd be a hell of a zero.
There's 2 AP registers, one is just these 4 checks and then the regular.
The first accounts payable register, we had 4 checks. Brentwood newsletter for $11,781. Mary Bartlett Library for $19,770.55. James Michaud for $2,000. And Heather Iworski for $1,054.72.
What's the library one for?
That's their quarterly payment.
Ready? Affleck, $83.32. Alpha Graphics is $418.43. DCM Planning is $4,277.50. Boundtree Medical is $153.40. Brentwood Power Equipment is $153.81. Karen Clement, $657.07. Comcast is $358.91. Town of Epping is $100. Evident Inc. is $98.55. Exeter Flower Shop is $100 even. Teresa Frank is $80 even. The Generator Connection is $280 even. Andrew Gray is $149.80. Hartman Oil is $463.09. Harrison Schrader is $1,400. Health Trust is $29,414.03. Joyce Keeble is $30 even. McPherson Firearms is $885 even. McFarland Fords is $100 even. Medical Business Services $755.54. MSC Industrial Supply.
Sorry. 755.54. Okay. MSC.
MSC is $711.10. New England Picture and Image is $146.25. Treasurer State of New Hampshire $70.65. Rockingham County Registry $6.58. Rockingham Planning Commission $4,490. Seacoast Emergency Response Team $5,000 even. Starkey Welding is $766 even. State of New Hampshire is $150 even. Stratum Tires $125 even. UniFirst Corporation is $61 even. Valak is $186.45. WB Mason is $72.30.
Total $51,743.78.
It's all gotta go down to Joyce.
Got 3 rec checks and 1 rec deposit.
Did you sign it?
Nice to do that. Action.
Yeah.
I'll just stick them over here.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, George.
All right. Weekly treasurer's report. Previous balance, $4,531,819.18. The deposits this week were $76,866.10. Total payroll was $36,056.21. The payroll tax, $7,455.85. The AP total was $783,252.05. There was an ACH credit card payment of $162.47, and I voided a check for $94.02, bringing our account balance today to $3,781,852.72, with interest earned year to date $1,642.54.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yep, I have all the quick.
You have all the clips, I think.
No, you don't.
Oh, is this her clip too, or is that you?
Maybe that's for the.
That's a mail.
I don't want to take them, so, it's okay. Thank you.
We'll share.
There go the keys. Got it. Thank you.
Three Ponds LLC, you have 27 Three Ponds Drive, 29 Three Ponds Drive, and 31 Three Ponds Drive. You have 2 plumbing permits and an electrical permit for new dwellings. Timothy and Gail Barber, 10 Wilson Way is an electrical permit. Trustees of Monahan Revocable Trust, 36 Three Ponds Drive is an electrical permit for new dwelling. John and Marla Prue, 4 Sunset Lane is an electrical and building permit. Wanyo Family Revocable Trust, 23 Ponds Drive is a building permit, and TNH New Homes, 53 North Road is a building, sir.
Motion for the minutes?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second for the minutes is written. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion for non-public?
Anybody opposed?
I'm sorry. Motion for non-public.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Jen actually had an interesting idea that she learned today at local government center training.
Sure, we can talk about that. Russ and I actually both went to an all-day municipal training today, which was really great and really helpful. And one of the lawyers at the Municipal Association suggested that a lot of towns use a consent agenda. And so consent agenda is basically where you group multiple things together that are regular business of the board that are non-controversial, like signing checks, signing building permits, reviewing mail, reviewing minutes from other boards, things like that, that you could review in advance or that Karen has already reviewed in advance. And that you can put that at the beginning of your agenda and pass it, essentially approve it by the board all at once, unless someone has a question or wants to pull something out of the consent agenda. And so it's now 6:15, so it would have saved us 15 minutes of this meeting. It's something we can think about doing, I think, and you can put various things in the consent agenda as long as they are considered sort of routine, things that aren't gonna involve a lot of discussion, like the checks in the register as part of that. So it's an idea I wanted to bring forward and brought it up to Andy.
Kind of like a global approval, basically.
Basically, yeah, like it does mean that every board member has to review it in advance. because you can't, you can't cold approve it. So we would have to think about if we wanted to do it that way. I think
So-
it's kind of up to us.
The legislature works this way,
Right.
with a consent calendar,
Right.
so I mean, it's, do you feel comfortable with that? I mean, I did when I was there. I'm asking.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right, it's just routine stuff, right, that no one is gonna object to. I'm not gonna object to any of those checks that we just talked about. Those are our employees.
And I think the only thing, I know on the checks, a lot of times people wanted us to read it because they wanted to know what we were spending money on. I'm fine with that, because I get to read them all the time, so. I won't have to-
Save your voice.
A lot of towns do that way. I think we just did it that way because we've always done it that way. And
Yeah, totally.
I actually like, I think that would be great for me, especially with all the permits and stuff that we sign.
Right.
How would we view them, beforehand?
The chair has to basically construct the consent agenda by listing all the things that are in it for that week. And then we would have to review it in advance, either on paper, by email, on the shared drive.
That sounds like more work for Karen.
Well, if we come in a half
how
hour
we wanna do it.
beforehand and do all the permits and
You
checks,
could do that when you're reading your mail ahead of
kinda
time.
like when we do the, when we're
Off
on every
weeks.
other
Off
week and we
weeks.
just come in and we just kinda review that and we're signing a
Exactly.
global.
I mean, that's essentially a consent agenda,
Yeah.
it sounds like, on the off
We're like
weeks,
a
right?
half hour early to save 15 minutes. I got that joke. Yeah.
Well, I
well, like
tried to come
tonight
in
you
a
were
half
here
hour
at
before, so.
5:15,
No,
so
I get it, but
Well, like
I
the
don't always
checks-
have that.
But like the checks, for example, Russ,
Yeah.
you don't need, have they ever been wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, he actually.
They were one time?
He
Okay.
taught-
We found that check.
He found it.
multiple times.
Yeah, he's
So,
funny.
so maybe you don't want to.
But it's like
Pennies,
little
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like little stuff, when, like, we were missing a check one time.
Yeah.
yeah,
But we would still catch it,
right.
it's still the same information.
It's an option. I mean, we certainly don't have to do it, but it's just something that we could think about as a board if we wanted to
take it over
speed
and
up
we'll,
and or modernize.
I'm open to it.
It also, I think, would give a little bit more formal way to acknowledge that we've all read the mail, the notes, things like that, because that would be part of the consent agenda that you were agreeing to.
let's go into the notes.
I thought the first one, changing from Board of Selectmen to Select Board, I thought we did that with Jane. When Jane was on the board, I thought we agreed to go to Select Board back then. I've been calling it Select Board for years.
So it's just a preference, their terms are used interchangeably, so it's just a matter of how this board wishes to be addressed. I think it was
Yeah,
brought up with
I-
Phyllis and
I
she
mean,
did.
I thought we'd already changed it to Select Board, so I think it should be Select Board.
I think on the website, still listed as Board of Selectmen, the things we just signed said
I just saw that
Selectmen.
on the permits, it says
Yeah.
Selectmen, and I'm like, I thought
Yeah.
we agreed with
I
Jane.
think it's
to Select Board,
2022.
so,
I'm not a man,
Yeah.
I'd prefer.
So is that a motion?
motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Just means a little bit of work for Karen, unfortunately, for changing some of our paperwork and, some of our pre-printed documents, we'll have to change the wording.
We can do it. You'll just have to be patient because
Over
we might get
time.
something.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Spring and summer schedule, first and third Tuesdays. We can start that now, if everybody's good with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You need a motion or no?
Sure.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? And then the off weeks, if you can't make it in, just send Karen an email. She usually sends out an email when, stuff is ready. So,
Somewhat related to that, but not really. The Zoom, this is gonna be like a 12-month thing for me, and the Zoom really worked well from my end when I was traveling,
work much better here too.
like exponentially better than the
It's
phone.
better than the
Yeah,
phone.
and we had the better speaker.
So if we could do that, like continue to do that while, I'm dealing with these professional obligations, I'd appreciate it.
I think it worked out better.
Okay.
Just every meeting that you attend remotely, we do have to take the vote to
Yeah,
And we have to roll call.
Yeah,
that's fine. But
yeah, it was much,
It was just so much clearer. I could hear, on the phone, when we were on the phone, I'm not getting every word.
back in the Zoom days, we bought a conference room speaker for Zoom, so it,
Was that round one? That we-
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. We could hear you really well too.
We could too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Worked well.
it was clear for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're on the phone and then.
The phone
One
was
time, I
so
think with
loud.
Karen, we had two phones.
Two
We had
phones.
two phones next to each other, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was hard to follow who was speaking when you're on the
Yeah,
phone.
yeah.
Transportation Master Subcommittee, we need a Board of Selectmen rep. John, I know you have a lot of obligations, but it kind of falls,
When,
So one of the
On
ideas that I had was so Andrea had asked for a couple of planning board reps, an econ development rep, and then a board of selectmen rep to participate in this subcommittee. So my thought was, since it was already going to be 2 econ development people and a board of selectmen rep, that if you wouldn't mind serving as the selectmen's rep, if everyone is agreeable, that you could have those subcommittee meetings on those Wednesdays at 7. So your econ development meeting would go from 6 to 7, and then have this subcommittee at 7, so that it's not an extra night for everybody else. You're already there.
I'm more than happy to do that, just with the caveat, the same caveat, if I can, do it remotely for this next period of time that I have to be away.
And then if you want to, or if you want to designate a second person to fill in if John's traveling and can't make it, then you still have a voting night.
and are they gonna meet
meeting.
once a month?
I think that's the intention, is, so
That
it-
should be.
So it's like conservation, I'm sure we can figure it out.
And what's the goals or the charter of this subcommittee?
so we're working with the Rockingham Planning Commission to create a chapter of the master plan for transportation. So they were looking for input from those 2 units specifically.
You said planning board and economic development?
So somebody wanna move John?
I'll make a motion for John.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second for John to be the rep to the Master Plan Subcommittee. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Stain?
Sure.
Oh, you can vote for yourself.
Feels weird.
Ken used to attend the BNL folding,
I saw his email.
so there used to be he used to have the key. Robin had asked me if I could do it. Unfortunately, Wednesdays for the next couple months, I have obligations,
I can do it.
so.
I saw his.
Bob's got you.
So I'll get you.
Have you out of here by 6? Tomorrow night.
As long as I'll bring some K-cups, I'm good. Coffee, coffee,
He'll bring
coffee.
his cup of coffee.
Because the building needs to be locked afterwards.
Yeah, and if, they just need somebody here with a key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. You just have to make sure you send me a text or something to tell me, because
Not a problem.
Karen knows.
Tomorrow.
Text them at
That means
4:45
nothing
if
to
you
me.
want to
So,
notify.
like, At 4:45, if I don't see anything, I'm out
I'll
of
be here
sight,
at
out of
4:30
mind.
tomorrow.
So then maybe text it, he runs
Well, you're still here at 4:30, right?
generally.
As long as I get a refresher. I know when I did the budget committee,
Goes like this,
Michelle
and you
Suited was like,
crease it,
Bob,
and you
we have a
see
meeting
it."
tonight. Melissa would send me a text, we have a meeting tonight. Karen, Bob, make sure you show up to the meeting. Okay, I'll show up to the meeting.
I appreciate it.
So way back in the day, the Brentwood newsletter used to have a Selectmen's Corner. I would like to start that up again, and I was wondering if Jen would be interested in doing that, where she had
Sure.
talked about communication. Anybody have an objection to
Just
that?
updates on what's been going on at select board meetings,
Yeah,
Just an overall view of like this is coming up.
like by month, basically. Yeah, in the past month. Okay.
yeah, cause it'll be a recap of. And then you can get with Robin for submittal and.
Okay. Sounds great.
And then a caveat to that of communications, we heard a lot of issues with the website. John, would you like to do another Survey Monkey that we can kind of figure out what
Sure.
people would like to see with the website, changed, added, upgraded?
What's our next meeting is 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks.
Which is,
Yes. It'll be the 3rd.
19th. Okay, good, I'm here.
19th, yeah. I know there's a.
I'll give a draft, that's why I was asking, I'll have a draft for you to review for a survey. Does that work?
Yeah, if you wanna get with, I know there's a few comments. You had a comment about the website. Russ, I don't know if you have any input in the website, if you guys all wanna get together and send John some ideas or questions or modifications you'd like to see.
I know someone in town, Stephanie Lewandin, had approached the board last year about forming a communications committee. And I don't know exactly what happened with that. I don't think it was ever acted upon. I think she's sort of refreshing that and trying to find maybe some interested people who are interested in maybe like a Facebook presence, website redesign. So I can ask them if I know they've been sort of trying to get themselves together after town meeting. I can ask them if they might be ready to come present in 2 weeks as well to us.
Yeah, I think wasn't there a reason why we didn't have a Facebook page?
Well, different departments have a Facebook page, but we don't have one standard page that sends out a consistent message amongst all the boards, right? And even our websites, the PD page, the rec page, the fire page, I mean, every page looks different. They don't all look branded like they're all of some cohesive unit.
Everybody good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Documents to sign?
So we have an appointment slip for Joe Bird to be the forest fire warden.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is this a extension or is this a new thing?
This is just a renewal. He does this in his capacity already.
Okay.
And then this is to update the
I think they're only good for a
a year at
year.
a time.
So this is 3 signatures. All in favor?
Alright.
Anybody opposed?
We have deputy forest fire warden forms for Trevor Whitby, Jack Bryan, who are both full-time firefighters, and Julie Labonte. And then an issue an agent form, which allows Katarina to sign permits, burn permits on behalf of the fire department.
Motion.
104.
All for.
Second.
We'll do that.
Second by Jen. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Is this 3-2 or do you need the whole board?
3-2.
Like it,
Yeah, this is only 3. If anybody doesn't know, the town does participate in e-burn permits. You can apply online. Doesn't look like we have to sign that.
Joe just signed one. And then I have 4 veterans credits and 1 elderly exemption to be approved for the 2022 tax year.
Oh, okay, by Jim.
I reviewed those, but yes, they're all meet the qualifications.
Motion for all?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I have 6 members from David Roberts too. Did you do that picture too?
Yeah.
Those all the exemptions that we have in town? Is it just those?
There's a disabled exemption with this, these are new ones to be
Okay.
approved.
And once they're in place, how long are they good for?
Veterans credits are in place as long as they live in town, and then an elderly exemption, we requalify every 5 years. So every 5 years, the next one's in 2024, we'll send out letters to make sure that all of the folks still live in town and that they still meet the income and asset requirements.
But the veterans ones are permanent.
Yes.
Joyce? Do you want to come on down? So Joyce is here as the cemetery superintendent regarding the stone cleanup event, and she has something prepared she'd like me to read. Maintaining, repairing, and preserving of Brentwood cemeteries, public notice SPR 2022. Resident volunteers have expressed an interest in participating in maintain, repairing, and preserving work in select Brentwood cemeteries pursuant to RSA 289:14-A Part 1. The volunteers have petitioned, met with, and obtained permission from the cemetery trustees to pursue this endeavor. The cemetery trustees are therefore providing public notice that volunteers are looking to do work in select Brentwood cemeteries in the spring, summer, and fall of 2022. Work shall include, but not limited to, cleaning and straightening of stones, recording stone locations and ephyllotes, and light groundkeeping work. Anyone who has property interest in Brentwood cemeteries and who may have an objection to this endeavor are asked to come forward to the Brentwood Cemetery trustees at or by the cemetery trustee meeting on Thursday, May 5th, 2022. Anyone who is a descendant of any of those residents buried in the Brentwood cemeteries who would like to know more or participate in this endeavor are asked to contact the Brentwood Cemetery trustees or Joyce Kegel, superintendent of the cemeteries, Brentwood, New Hampshire. It is understood that any and all work shall be done under the supervision of the cemetery trustees and/or the superintendent of cemeteries. If anyone has comments, questions, or concern regarding maintaining, repairing, and preserving of Brentwood cemeteries, please feel free to contact the superintendent of cemeteries, Joyce Kegel, at her email address, which is listed on the website. The select Brentwood cemeteries shall include, but are not limited to, Tonry, Vesey, Sanborn, Ladd, Shepherd, Dudley, Wright, the Osgood Dudley Gordon Rock Cemetery on South Road, Lyford Taylor Row Cemetery, Thigh Brown Cemetery, Tuck Ceremony, the Thigh Kimball Morse Cemetery, and the Cram Cemetery. That is all?
That's it.
That was easy.
Then if you have any questions or if anybody has any thoughts or anything, just let me know.
Do you have a good group of volunteers, or do you need more?
So that's the basis. So last year we had, one of my cemetery trustees was out cleaning stones and there was a lot of public interest in what we were doing. So we are developing a core group of volunteers who will come, they will be trained under me and learn how to clean with best practice, how to do it. And then our goal is that if someone comes and says, hey, I want to clean grandma's stone, if I'm not available, we can contact one of these core volunteers and they can do a little hand holding, take them out to the cemetery. So cleaning can happen, it doesn't have to be just me in the cemetery. So that's what that's coming about. We do have some training days coming up. And then I'm just going to start posting it if people want to come and learn or whatever. And this is actually being done across the state. New Hampshire Graveyard Association does training workshops. That's what they do. They go out into the communities and they teach people how to do it. And this is just me doing it as an extension of what they're doing for our town. But other towns are hoping to do this as well. So yeah, we do have
I
volunteers.
know your Facebook posts get a lot of interest.
Yeah.
Your amazing before and after
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah, well, people really, I don't, it's like he started on just his family stone, and then somebody said, oh, can you do my stone? He started doing other people's stone, and someone's like, oh, did I get a new stone? And they said, no, we cleaned it. And already this year I've had 4 people ask, you know, can you clean a stone or teach us how to do it? So Cool.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
No. I'm gonna slip Wayne in front of you. Wayne's gonna crash the meeting for a minute. Come on down. So, Wayne's been shopping.
Oh, uh-oh. We did say he could.
Fine truck.
We gave him permission.
So Wayne first started with McFarland Forge, and they never got back to him with a quote. So he moved on to, he went up and saw Mac, and Mac said there's no way we're getting a six-wheeler until at least 2023. So,
They're all backlogged. They are gonna give me a quote. I'm supposed to get that sometime this week, that I am gonna get a quote for one of those trucks. Cause, I know we don't have enough money to to go with 3 trucks. That's what I went for. I've got 3 trucks that I gotta replace, and I went for all 3 for 3 prices. I'm trying to get the best out of that, and I know I don't have enough money to buy the 6-wheel dump truck. But I've got some pretty good quotes here for the 2 small trucks with plows and bodies and all the lights, everything on it.
Could we do lease purchase?
I went for the lease purchase. I didn't go for the lease purchase for the 2 small trucks. I went for the lease purchase for the big truck. Because I didn't know how much money it was this is gonna take, what I have here, how much we're gonna have left. And I figured I would, but we're not gonna get that truck. They're not making them. They stopped making them, but they are gonna give me a quote on it, so I have an idea. And they also told us that the trucks ain't gonna come down in price, they're gonna be going up in price, so I'm trying to.
So if they give us a quote, will they honor that price or not?
Yeah, I'm hoping they will. I'm hoping they will, but we won't get it till after 2023.
so the next thing he did was, the 2 small trucks are ending near end of life, if not past end of life.
Yeah, they're getting,
You had, I think
They
you
start-
got those when you first started as road agent.
right,
We had the one that we bought, we spent $285,000, it would just shut off, so
Yeah.
at least the old ones turn over.
Well, these are the small trucks we're talking about now, I think you have
Yeah.
what, one tons?
yeah, 1 tons.
You have the red
These
one.
are, these small trucks are Dodge Rams, and they're 4500s. They're both 4500s. This is the price that I have. With the bodies, put the bodies on the trucks, and also there's a title fee in there. But I can get both trucks all set to go for plowing for $134,908. And these trucks, just so you know, these trucks are gas. They're not diesel. They're gas, they're heavy duty, they're all heavy duty. What's
You're
that?
getting 2 trucks for that price?
2 trucks for that price.
But they're gas, not
But they're gas, they're not diesel. We went with the gas, we wanted to go with the gas because the diesel trucks, we're getting away from that DEF stuff. Because they're having so much trouble with those DEF trucks. They're constantly breaking down. Anything that's using the DEF they stop working. They stop working. And it's not only trucks, also heavy equipment. Anything heavy equipment, they're having a lot of trouble. And they haven't been able to.
We don't need any more paperweight. So.
We don't, right. It's easier, and those trucks will handle the gas trucks will handle just as good, well as the diesel trucks will plow. And that's one of my main things, what I wanted to do with these 2 trucks that I'm getting from Foss Motors, if we go with it. They're both the same. The trucks that we have, one's a 550, one's a 350. But the price that they're giving me for the 4500s, which is a nut step bigger than the 3500, then I think we're better off to get two working trucks that will take the weight and all the plowing that we're gonna be doing. Well, with all these developments coming, those small trucks we're gonna need those small trucks. And, just as well as the big trucks, we're gonna need the smaller trucks too, cause there's places we're not gonna be able to go with the big trucks.
Now, did they give you quotes for the trades too, or?
No, I didn't go, but, because talking to, was it Danny?
Yeah, Dan
Repkin down there, he said they wouldn't be able to allow us, we could sell them outright better, and get more money for them selling them outright than we would, they do with the trade-in. That's why I didn't bother with a trade-in with them down there. We did ask him if we could get any kind of a trade-in with them, and he said, no, they can, the way they work down there, they have a hard time selling a second-hand truck. Basically what he told us.
So we did get another quote from Chevy for the 3500s, and that was at 125,750. So it was
Each or?
for the two.
Two.
So that's
9,000 less.
yeah, but they're lighter duty trucks. So there is 212,000 in the revolving fund. So he does have enough money to purchase whatever we,
And that fund wasn't specific for what type of trucks, it was just road trucks?
just trucks.
Yeah, so it's not restricted at all.
And we're not gonna, and if we get the bigger one, that one's gonna be way more.
Oh, yeah,
That's gonna be like 300,000,
yeah, you're gonna be right up there with that.
and we don't know if it'll start, so.
Hopefully.
The other one.
And Wayne, are you looking to do these like now, or the summer, or what's the time frame you're thinking?
Well, he wrote on here that they wanted me to come down and give them, and just as soon as I could, after talking to you guys, come down as soon as I could, to go ahead and get the order in. Because if I get the order in, then the price shouldn't go up. He said, but if I wait too long, the order has been going up, actually, it just went up on these trucks. And you don't expect it to go up for a little while, but if I can get down there to put the order in, then,
If you put the order in today, how long, when would you expect to get it?
what'd he tell me, around December, we should get the trucks.
It's kind of standard right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, my wife ordered a new car, and I found out it was in South Africa. We put the money down a few months ago. I was hoping John would put it on the plane with him when he came back. I'll make a motion that we do the Dodges to get that process going.
Do I have a
Is
second?
the Dodge what you want?
The Dodge, yeah,
The heavier
that's
truck.
really what we're looking for.
Second.
I think we're doing better with the Dodge, and they're right there, they're right
And
here
they're
in
heavier
Exeter, so.
duty,
So the Dodge truck would also have to go out to Donovan to have the plows and everything else upfitted, but that's included in the price. So,
Shouldn't it be too expensive amount of money?
Right,
So we get them in
you'll
December,
be-
and then they're ready by January?
We'd be writing two checks, one for Donovan and one for, because what we did, he gave us a price on the, on putting the dump body on there and then the plow and everything with another company. But we knew Donovan over there, so we called up Donovan to see if we could just buy the truck down there and then take the truck over there. And I forget how much we got off, but we got,
was cheaper.
$1,000-something off, so.
it was almost 1,000 exactly
Yep.
per truck, so.
Fine.
So the motions for, Dodge and Donovan at 134,908, unless you wanna go to 135 to make it an even number not to exceed.
I'll do 135, is fine.
Motion and a second for 135, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? order your trucks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I hope they both start.
Melissa or Michelle, are either you speaking for Lois or she? She was on the agenda tonight, so.
Becky Dunham asked to bump to put out.
I'm meeting with Becky on Wednesday, and then she'll be on the agenda for the 19th.
Okay, for future.
Is anybody from the, we do have some non-public to discuss with the chief and town hall items. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss?
Good.
Russ?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Any comments from the audience?
Since I'm here, can I pick up the check?
You can check
Joyce
with Joyce
might
if
be down
it's
there, yeah.
ready.
That's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to non-public, so run down there real quick before she's all done.
Thank you.
I had a question, not representing the school board when I say this, or a suggestion actually. It's my third time trying, after this I'm gonna stop. I would suggest that the town of Brentwood go to the cooperative school district and ask to have about 30% of the fee for the reappraisal of the impact fees to be covered by them, since the co-op gets about 30% of that amount for everyone we collect.
I like that idea.
Do other towns in the co-op do that?
I don't know what other towns do. I know that we periodically give them checks for a couple $10,000s, so they benefit.
I think we're required, aren't we? To, with the impact fees, there's a certain school portion of it.
Right, so the impact fee study breaks it down to say what fees and how they should be apportioned amongst all of the departments. The co-op and the high school use their fees just to offset taxes, but if they wanted to absorb a portion of the fee to offset the amount of money that they receive, that's a question you could ask.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
before we did it, we asked Swayze to pay for 50% and the town paid the other 50%.
Guess it couldn't hurt to,
If you don't ask, you don't get, so.
yeah?
Do you think there's any downside to asking?
No. From what I can tell, it would just, instead of Brentwood paying 100%, would be paying less.
So maybe do 40, 40, and 30.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second to send the co-op school board a letter. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any other comments?
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Might want to think about updating the photograph of the Selectmen.
That's why we're dressed
Oh,
today.
We have
Did my hair, you notice?
I did.
great.
At least they got me before I mucked all, so.
That's good.
Are
Yeah.
we coming back to public session or should we take the photo now before we send Tamara home?
Yes.
While everybody goes out, we can take the photo.
I'll go get that.
Are you gonna have anything to discuss in public after we're done, or?
I think so. I mean,
I think it depends
I-
on
We
the
have to go back to
conversation and
public.
yeah, I
non-public.
think we do.
Well, alright, so I'll take a motion to go into non-public for 91A:3, 2 for personnel issues,
One for legal.
and legal.
Second. Oh, motion, yes. I thought he was making a motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor, I'm an aye.
Aye.
We'll be back.
She knows I'm gonna come get her check.
She does. I'm gonna go get that so I can go ask Joyce.
I can add it.